I'm Nancy Drew. This is my center of operations, my desk. Go ahead and poke around. If you want to know the particulars of how I do what I do, take a look at the book titled How to Be a Detective. It's real helpful, especially if you're new to the mystery-solving business. And be sure to check out my scrapbook. I put memorabilia from all my past cases in there. A lot of them were pretty dangerous and at times really scary. But don't say anything about that to my dad, okay? He worries about me enough as it is. And whatever you do, read what's in the file called Case File. That'll tell you all about the mystery I'm about to try to solve. If you think you're ready to dive into that mystery, just click on the plane ticket and you'll be on your way. Thanks to Prudence Rutherford, the wealthy socialite whose necklace I helped recover while solving that scarlet hand case a while back, I'm on my way to Venice, Italy. Apparently, someone there has been dressing up in a mask and cape and stealing valuable pieces of art. The news media call him the Phantom, not only because of the way he dresses, but because he leaves behind so few clues. Prudence, who loves Venice and belongs to an organization dedicated to preserving the city's art, is outraged the thief hasn't been caught yet. So she talked someone she knows at the GDiF, the Italian version of our FBI, into having me help the police in their investigation. She arranged for me to stay in Venice in the palazzo she used to own, which now belongs to a well-to-do widow named Margherita Faubourg. Beyond that, all I know for sure is that I'll be working undercover, and as soon as I arrive, the police will send me something that will lead me to my assignment. What it will be, I have no idea. But am I excited? Oh, see!
Open the door!
Oh, no! Well, Nancy, things are not looking good. What the heck happened? This case started out so well. I mean, what could be better than waking up in Venice, Italy? Let's see, what should I wear?
Hi, this is Ned. I can't answer the phone right now, so either leave me a message or just call me back. Bye.
I'll call back when I have more to report. That's my roommate's stuff. Mine's on the other side of the room.
albero, fontana, sotto, sopra, alla destra di, alla sinistra di, dietro, nella, vicino, lontano.
Hello, you must be the American Margarita mentioned. I'm Colin Baxter.
I'm Nancy Drew.
If you're looking for Margarita, she's up on the Altana, the rooftop garden.
What are you doing, if you don't mind my asking?
Right now, I'm restoring this 14th century mosaic, which means, without getting overly technical, I'm cleaning the tesserae that remain in place, repairing those that have been damaged, and replacing those that are missing with new ones custom crafted to match.
Is Margarita paying you to do this?
She is indeed. As little as possible, of course, but just between you and me, I do this for free. I became fascinated with art in general and mosaics in particular when I was at Oxford. Oxford University. That's where I'm from, actually. Oxford, England. At least, that's where I was born. I live here now and intend to do so for a very long while. Although I say that with no small amount of guilt.
Why do you feel guilty?
People like me and Helena are the reason true Venetians are slowly going extinct. We foreigners come to Venice, fall in love with her, and wind up staying. High demand for food and housing results in high prices, which in many cases means the people who were born here have to leave because they can no longer afford to live here. If I could be granted one wish, it would be to have been born here. That way I would feel entitled to live here, and I would know how to speak Italian.
You don't speak Italian?
Much as it shames me to admit it, no. Languages don't come easily to me. And since I am able to do what I do without knowing Italian, you know, I have some slides of various tesserae. Not only are they enormously informative, but they're also quite beautiful. Would you like to see them?
Sure.
Marvelous. Here we go. Wonderful jade color. Outstanding color. Magnificent specimen. Outstanding color. Blue never looked so exquisite. I'm mad about this one.
I think I've seen enough.
Very well. I thought I had at long last found a kindred spirit. Someone who shared my passion for beauty, for art, but you apparently are like everyone else, interested only in what something is worth instead of what it offers the soul.
No, please. I'd stay, but I really do need to be somewhere. Believe me, I think what you're doing is fascinating, and you obviously really know your stuff. In fact, that figurine in front of you, I've been dying to ask you about it. It's exquisite.
What, this statuette? Yes, it is exquisite. It's an example of late Etruscan bronze work, no doubt cast some 2,200 years ago. I'm not sure how Margarita came to own it, but she's very fortunate. It's almost impossible to find bronzetti of this quality outside a museum. You see, after they conquered the Etruscans, the ancient Romans melted down thousands upon thousands of statues like this just so they could make coins.
Interesting. Shoot, I wish I had time to hear more.
No, you go on. We can talk more later. Oh, a parcel was just delivered for you. It's by the door.
Thank you.
Buongiorno. And again, welcome to Carnas Costa. I see you finally decided to get up.
Actually, I've been up for a while.
Good for you. I got up, showered, and came straight up here. If it's daytime and it's sunny, no matter the time of year, this is where you will find me. They say the sun gives you wrinkles and worse, and that may be true, but it also makes you tan. To me, to be tan is good. Your accommodations, they are to your liking?
Oh, yes, the room is wonderful.
You do not mind having a roommate?
Not at all.
Ah, you are just being polite. The last thing a young lady wants when she is on holiday is a roommate. I warned Prudence that you would have to share a room, but she said you had to come to Venezia this week and you had to stay here. And as we both know, what Prudence wants, Prudence gets. Have you gone outside the car yet?
No, not yet.
Just do not forget to take your key and lock the front door whenever you leave. This is not the Palazzo Grassi, but I do have several valuable pieces of art. And with Il Fantasma, this phantom thief, running around and stealing everything, I prefer not to take any chances.
I met the guy who's restoring the big mosaic in the main room. He's pretty intense.
Colin Baxter? I do not know how any man can find happiness looking at pieces of painted rock all day. Talking to him, it's like taking a sleeping pill. Que barba. But they say he is good, and so he works for me.
Who are they?
Everyone I know. All my friends own castles like this one. And since something is always in need of repair, we are constantly on the lookout for good workmen. And when we find them, we trade them back and forth like you Americans trade recipes for cookies. Olivia von Hellstein raved about the work he did for her. And what is good enough for the Countess of Schlosselbeck is more than good enough for me.
How long have you lived here?
Almost 2 years. 2 wonderful but very expensive years. The city expects homeowners like me to maintain these old buildings. But who pays for everything? We do. The Restoration Council gives us nothing, not one single euro. It is criminal.
You mean you can't afford it?
You miss the point. Just because I can afford to pay does not mean I should. It is the principle. It is the principle of the thing. Besides, being rich is something I like. If I am all the time spending money, I will soon be unrich.
I'll talk to you later.
Ciao. Why are you touching my things? Please, stop.
Oh, shoot, I'm sorry. Here, I'll get those.
You must be my newly arrived roommate. I'm Helene Berg.
I'm Nancy Drew. Sorry for all the commotion when I came in last night. My plane got in 3 hours late.
No need to worry about waking me up. I can sleep through almost anything. Well, I'm sure you have things to do and places to go, so I won't keep you. Oh, by the way, there's a parcel for you in the entryway. Ciao.
Signora, ma come mai a Venezia ci sono tutti questi uccelli?
Non lo so, ci sono tanti turisti che vanno sempre in giro.
Ma perché ai veneziani piacciono gli uccelli?
Boh, non so, ma piacciono ai turisti.
Ho capito, grazie.
Time to use my Italian dictionary. I need a card. I need a card.
Avete visto in televisione quello che è successo a proposito del fantasma?
No, cosa è successo?
Un poliziotto l'ha visto e mentre lo stava così per catturare, il fantasma si è dileguato e è diventato acqua.
Si è sciolto.
Sciolto come neve al sole.
E dove è andato?
Si è sciolto, non c'è più. Meno male, si sono liberati di...
That's my pager. Antonio Fongo is in his office. Time to go to work. I'm too far away to see anything.
Hello again. Do you always wear that locket?
Do you like it?
It is just that, well, when one lives in Venezia, one becomes so used to true beauty that anything less tends to stand out like dirt on a white rug.
I'll talk to you later.
Bella roba. Nancy, what are you doing?
Studying the architecture. That's what I want to be, an architect, so I'm kind of boning up.
You Americans always busy doing something. Que noia.
This looks interesting. I'd better go somewhere private and report this.
Ciao, this is Nancy Drew.
Yes, is this Detective Leporace?
Si, but please, to you I am just Sophia.
I'll remember that, Sophia.
You have something to report?
I think so. While I was watching Fongo, a pigeon flew to the window outside. Fongo got up from his desk, went over to the window, and took something off the pigeon's leg. Something very small.
He removed something from the pigeon's leg. You are positive?
Yes, he removed something, kind of studied it, then left the office.
Maybe he is using a trained pigeon to communicate with someone. Yes, this could be true, because we know that by phone he talks to almost no one. Here is what we will do. I will deliver to you a tracking device. You will sneak into Fango's office when he is not there and feed it to the pigeon. After that, you can use your PDA to see in what direction it has flown.
You want me to feed a tracking device to a pigeon?
It will be very, very tiny. But I do not want to leave it at the ATM. If you go there too much, people will get suspicious. So we will leave it for you in the costume store in Campo Santa Maria Famosa. It will be hidden among the things there. You will have to find it.
How will I know what it looks like?
Very soon, I will send a picture of it to your PDA. But you must locate the device quickly. If you do not find it in time, it will destroy itself. If that happens, we will hide another device. Your PDA will show you where we have hidden it.
You want me to feed a tracking device that self-destructs to a pigeon?
The self-destruct mechanism will automatically deactivate when you pick it up. And do not worry. The device will not hurt the pigeon after it is swallowed.
And I'll be able to track it using my PDA. Sounds like this thing is going to come in very handy.
It is from the GDiF. Military equipment is good.
Well, guess I'm on my way to Campo Santa Maria Formosa.
After you have fed the tracking device to the pigeon, you must do two things. You must find out where the pigeon goes when it leaves Fungos, and you must discover what it is carrying. Call me when you know these things. You are good to help us, Nancy. We are very short-handed. Carnevale keeps the police very busy.
I'll do my best. Ciao. Hello?
Hello, is this Nancy?
Miss Rutherford, yes, it's Nancy. How are you?
But to be honest, I'm rather peeved. Were you or were you not to call me just as soon as you were settled in there at the car?
I'm sorry, I should have called, but I've been very busy.
And I've been very worried. I was afraid Margarita had allowed my beloved Canis Costa to fall into such a state of disrepair that it was no longer habitable.
Oh, no, the car is fine.
Oh, that's a relief. So, how goes the case? Captain Brassica said he was going to send you a parcel. Has it arrived?
Yes, it sure has.
Good. The sooner you get to work, the better. I talked you up quite a bit, you know. Both the GDiF and the local gendarmerie are expecting great things from you. As am I. No one wants this phantom scoundrel captured more than I do.
I'm flattered, Miss Rutherford, and I'll do my best. But it's not like I'm a superhero or anything. Like I told you, I just like solving mysteries.
Just see that you solve this one in a timely fashion, dear. We leave on a cruise in 2 weeks, and I shan't be able to enjoy a second of it until I know all those stolen works of art have been recovered.
I get the feeling Margarita's not real happy about my staying here at the car.
That is just tough tiddlywinks. Putting you up is the least she can do for me after all I've done for her.
Just what have you done for her?
I made the mistake of helping her pay for some of the repairs that reared their ugly little heads after I sold her the car. I did so not because of any legal obligation, but because of my abiding affection for the place and all things Venetian. She is such a cheapskate. I feared she would ignore what had to be done until the car crumbled into ruins.
How did she get to be such a cheapskate?
When her husband died, he left Margarita everything, which amounted to a small fortune. What he didn't leave her, however, was even the slightest clue as to what to do with it. And now, after years of bad investments and wasteful spending, she's starting to feel the pinch. But I'm afraid it's my erstwhile residence there in Venezia that must pay the price for her fiscal ineptitude.
I'll let you get back to whatever it is you're doing.
As it happens, I'm writing my memoirs. They shall be called The Principles of Prudence. Unfortunately, this has necessitated my hiring an assistant. You really must stop thinking bad thoughts about Ginger. Yes, you are. Just look how she's shaking. The other day, poor Ginger mistook the shapeless lump of leather my assistant called her purse for a doggy toy and ripped it to shreds. She's still a bit perturbed. Although, believe you me, Ginger did her a massive favor. Anyway, if you ever cannot reach me, it means we are hard at work. Bonne chance!
La donna è mobile, qual più al vento, muta d'accento e di pensiero. Sempre un amabile, leggiador viso, in pianto, in riso e menzognero. La donna è mobile, qual più al vento, muta d'accento e di pensier, e di pensier, e di pensier.
Liviamo negli lieti calici che la bellezza infiora, e là fulgevol ora s'inebria voluta. Liviane dolci fremiti che suscita l'amore, poiché quell'occhio al cuore onnipotente fa. Libiamo, amore, fra i calici più caldi baciavrà. Sì!
Nancy, you have tracked the pigeons.
No, but
Please, Nancy, I'm very busy. Do not call me until you have done what I told you to do. Retrieve the tracking device. Feed it to Fango's pigeon. Find out where it goes and see what it is carrying. I am sorry, but right now that is all I want to know. Ciao.
L'olio d'oliva è il più buono di tutti! Qui
Tutte le
venite!
gondole sono nere.
Per mettere in rilievo la pelle delicata e bianca delle Veneziane.
Ah, io pensavo che foste tutti a lutto qui a Venezia.
No, assolutamente vogliamo mettere in rilievo la bellezza delle nostre donne.
Che cosa è?
La mia lavatrice si è rotta, Vania. Posso usare la tua?
Ma non lo so, devi chiedere a mio marito!
Uffa, sempre sto marito. La mia lavatrice si è rotta, Vania. Posso usare la tua?
Ma non lo so, adesso...
Signora, ma come mai a Venezia ci sono tutti questi uccelli?
Non lo so, ci sono tanti turisti che danno sempre il tiro.
Ma perché a Venezia? Gli piacciono gli uccelli?
Boh, non so, ma piacciono ai turisti.
Ho capito, grazie. Vuoi andare al cinema, Vania?
No, assolutamente no.
È un bel film.
Ma non lo so, cioè non voglio.
Non hai tempo? Devi
No.
studiare.
Looks like I'm going to have to pick this lock somehow.
Scusi, signore?
Sì?
Ma quando affonderà Venezia?
Boh, quando non ci saranno più veneziani per salvarla.
Grazie.
Prego, prego.
A che ora c'è quello spettacolo in televisione? Come si chiama? Detective Beach?
Ma che ne so io? Ma chi guarda questo show?
Che ore sono?
Boh, non lo so, ho dimenticato l'orologio, vai, ce l'hai.
Sì, ce l'ho, sono le 10:30.
Benissimo, allora andiamo. Oddio, sto male, mi sono soltanto beccato da un piccione. Dov'è un ospedale?
Non c'è un ospedale più vicino, devi andare in un altro posto, un'altra
Conosci il
città.
dottore?
Sì, ho un amico mio. Allo studio qui vicino.
Andiamoci.
Sì, vi accompagno.
Oh my gosh, Bongo's coming back!
Vieni qui, piccioncino, vieni. Vola.
I can't read this. Looks like some cards are missing.
Ieri sera sono stato al Club Mincio.
Mincio,
non Mincio, Mincio.
Another
non Mincio,
package?
No, ma questo qua, mamma mia.
No, c'erano delle ragazze.
Ma ballavano
non-
malissimo.
Sì, non sanno ballare.
Saranno state belle ma ballavano
Per me
malissimo.
ballavano benissimo.
Ma perché
Ma
tu hai dei
no.
gusti terrificanti.
Non sanno ballare per nulla.
Ma c'aveva...
And I want you both to know that I am very sorry if that American girl is bothering you. It was not my idea for her to stay here, believe you me.
Yikes, they're talking about me. I shouldn't listen,
She doesn't bother me.
Nor me. In fact, I rather like her.
but I'm going to anyway.
This is because she spends most of her time on the roof bothering me. She's always up there looking at buildings through binoculars. She says that she wants to be an architect. Well, if she wants to learn about architecture, she's certainly come to the right city.
Which reminds me, the Restoration Council has finally responded to our plans for renovating the shower area. Would you rather get upset now or later?
Please, later, I just ate. Anyway, I apologize for the troublesome. If she bothers you, you tell me and I will tell her. Oh, she's fine.
She's quite fine, actually.
If you change your mind, you know where to find me.
So, I noticed someone got a box of chocolates. You perhaps? From a secret admirer?
They're not for me. They're for someone named Il Dottore.
I thought that was someone's special name for you. How disappointing. Especially since I was going to ask you if I could have a piece. I'm starving. So, how do you like Venice?
Oh, it's incredible.
I think Venice is the most fascinating city in the world. Its history, its art, its layout, everything about it is so rich and so beautiful, and there's so much about human ingenuity. I absolutely love it.
Have you ever thought about living here?
I have indeed. In fact, every time I come here, I make an effort to meet new people. Having friends is very important to me, you see? But I don't want to move here until I can afford my own palazzo. So, until that day, I shall have to content myself with staying here wherever I can and as often as I can.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a journalist. Right now, I live in Hamburg because that's where the offices of Your Event magazine are. I do most of my writing for them. But I know far more about Venice than I do about Hamburg. In fact, I know more about Venice than most Venetians do. I know where the best souvenir stands are, the nicest glass shops. Yeah, I'll make you a list of the cheapest cafes.
No, that's okay. You don't need to do that.
You don't want to know where the cheapest cafes are? Are you sure you're American?
I'm just not into touristy things, that's all.
I see.
Oh, but you could tell me what your very favorite spot in Venice is. I'd love to know that.
Oh, well, let me think. That would have to be Campo San Paolo. There's something, I don't know, something very avant-garde about it that's quite charming.
So, what do you think about all this phantom thief stuff?
I probably shouldn't say this, but I think it's great. A caped figure darting down walkways beside moonlit canals, melting mist-like into the shadows, escaping not with stolen money, but stolen art. It's all just so wonderfully Venetian.
Have you written about it?
I'm working on a piece for Your Welt, yes. I tried to tell them I was here on holiday, but when they agreed to pay half my expenses in addition to my normal fee, how could I refuse? Besides, as far as crime sprees go, this one is rather refreshing. Il Fantasma hasn't physically hurt anyone, and has some very interesting ideas when it comes to what's worth stealing. In fact, it's altogether possible this phantom could turn out to be a woman. Whew! That would be a story I'd write for free.
So, have you dug up anything juicy for your story on this phantom thief person?
This case is so huge, the police are swamped. Apparently, they've got people coming in from all over the world to help track down leads. My contacts at the police station are too busy to give me the time of day, let alone a juicy tip. However, one of my non-police sources just told me something very interesting. He said the word on the street is that the next thing the thief steals is going to be a person.
He's going to kidnap someone?
A very wealthy someone. At least, that's the rumor.
Do you talk to Colin Baxter very much?
I try to talk to him, but he's so focused on his work. Having a decent conversation with him is virtually impossible. Once, out of politeness, I feigned an interest in what he was doing, and the next thing I knew...
He was showing you his Tesserae slides.
Yes! They went on and on and on! It was nightmarish. I felt like a seabird that had landed in an oil slick and couldn't fly away. The only way I could escape was to confess that I found the slides less than fascinating. Which hurt his feelings terribly, I'm afraid. But it couldn't be helped.
Yeah, the same thing happened to me.
The man is obsessed, which is a shame, really. After all, he's not bad looking, and there's a touch of intrigue about him.
What do you mean?
Once, while he was working, his cell phone rang. He immediately left the room to take the call, but as he was leaving, he picked up by saying, "This is Justin." Not Colin, Justin.
He's using a fake name?
Either Justin or Colin. One of them's fake.
Do you have a Carnivale costume yet?
No, but I have been invited to several parties, so I'm definitely going to get one. I've got this strange urge to dress up as a cat.
I'll leave you to your writing.
It's been a pleasure. Pretty locket.
Thank you. My boyfriend gave it to me.
Boyfriend? You do have it all, don't you, Nancy Drew?
Hello, Nancy.
Do you know who that box of chocolates in the entryway is for?
No, I didn't really look at it because I assumed it was for you. It's not?
No, it's for someone named Il Dottore.
Oh, I was afraid... I assumed they were from that locket fellow of yours. Il Dottore. Wonder who that could be.
Do you live here at the Ca?
No, I have a room in a building on the other side of the Grand Canal. A very small room. But I spend so much time here and so little time there, I suppose technically I do live here.
What are you going to be for Carnivale this year?
Working, that's what I'm going to be. I haven't been invited to any festivities, which is just as well because I detest costumes. So to Carnivale, I say, bah humbug.
I've kept you long enough.
What's his name?
What's whose name?
The bloke who gave you that locket you're wearing.
Oh, Ned.
Goodbye, Nancy.
Hello, Nancy.
Il Dottore.
Dottore means doctor. What doctor are you talking about?
There's a box of chocolates downstairs for Il Dottore.
Someone must have left them here by mistake.
Has anything else for Il Dottore ever been delivered here?
I am up here all day. Something gets delivered, something does not get delivered. I do not know. I do not care.
My roommate, Helena Berg, does she stay here a lot?
This is the first time. I met her at a party which Rosetta Del Bene gave. When Helena found out where I lived, she practically begged me to let her stay here. And with Rosetta standing right there, well, I could not say no.
Why was she so insistent about staying here?
She said it was because the Nascosta is so centrally located. Which it is, altro che. But I think it was because I am so centrally located. She's what you call a social climber. Always asking me about parties. When they are, where they are, who is invited, what should she wear, whose name should she say to get in. Che schifo! The upper class of Venezia is closed to outsiders. Elena is full of voglio, this is true, but she will never be one of them. Us.
Will you be dressing up in a costume for Carnevale?
Altro che! I have fallen in love with Commedia dell'arte. So this year I will dress up as my favorite character, the big-nosed, nasty Pulcinella. He and I are so opposite, no one will ever guess it is me.
Guess I'll be going.
Good, good.
Wrong. Gotcha. Hello? What kind of message is that? I'd better call Sophia.
Nancy, you have tracked the pigeon.
After it left Fongo's, it flew to Campo Santa Margherita. It landed right next to this place called Casa dei Giochi.
Casa dei Giochi. You are sure?
Yeah? Is something wrong?
Casa dei Giochi is a private club owned by Enrico Tazza. The police suspect that he fences stolen goods for big criminals like Leo Macchiano. If Fongo is working for the Phantom, perhaps Tazza is working for him too. Look around the Casa dei Giochi, Nancy. Talk to Tazza if you can. Get on his good side. See how much you can find out without making him suspicious. Was the pigeon carrying a message?
Yes, but all it says is hello in English, followed by an exclamation point.
There is a dot at the bottom of this exclamation point.
Yeah?
You must find a microscope and examine this dot, Nancy. If Fongo was sending a message to Tazza, maybe it's hidden there.
A microdot, of course. I'll do that. I'll find a microscope and take a look at it.
If I do not hear from you, you will hear from me.
from the way you are dressed, you are American. Who are you?
My name is Nancy Drew.
This is a private club. You cannot come in, sorry.
Mi scusi, signore?
Sì?
Ma quando affonderà Venezia?
Boh, quando non ci saranno più veneziani per salvarla.
Grazie.
Prego, prego.
Hello, Nancy.
Would it be okay if I used your microscope?
I have a very strict policy when it comes to my equipment. No one touches it but me. And now, you. I trust you, Nancy. Please, be my guest.
Oh, thank you.
Hello?
Hi, Ned. Or should I say, buongiorno.
Hey, Nance. I was hoping you'd call.
Is everything okay?
Everything's fine. Sort of. I mean, I'm in Bayport, staying at Frank and Joe's, just like you arranged.
You sound funny. What's wrong?
My research is going great. It's just that, well, in order to get over to the hospital library, I've been having to take the bus.
What happened to your car?
Joe happened to my car.
Oh, no. He's been tinkering with it?
If by tinkering you mean disassembling the engine and possibly the transmission and strewing the parts all over that closet in the basement he calls his workshop, yes, he's been tinkering with it.
Ned, I told you. I said whatever you do, don't let Joe do any tinkering.
I didn't know that's what you meant. He said he knew exactly how to fix that funny noise my car's been making, so I said great. I thought he knew what he was doing.
He does know what he's doing. It's just gonna take him like half a century to do it. But hey, you're taking mass transit. That's good.
Yeah, I know. I'm fine. And I'm sure my car will be fine too. So how's it going there?
The palazzo where I'm staying, the Ca Nascosta, Has some beautiful artwork in it, some of which is being restored by this guy from England, who's kind of a head case.
A head case? How so?
He's your typical temperamental artist, very sensitive. You have to be real careful what you say and do around him or he'll go off on you. And I think he may be using a fake name.
Any idea why?
He's got a criminal record, art theft.
Yikes. Think he's still up to his old tricks?
I don't know yet.
Just be careful. If he is and he knows you're onto him, things could get real hairy real fast.
I'm sharing a room with a woman from Germany who's a journalist, which makes me kind of nervous.
Why does that make you nervous?
Because journalists are kind of like detectives. They're observant, they ask questions, they snoop.
And you're afraid she'll find out you're working for the GDiF.
Exactly.
And as long as you stay on your toes, the last thing anyone's going to think you are is an undercover cop. Trust me.
Want to know what my assignment is?
You bet.
I'm supposed to do surveillance on a guy named Antonio Fongo.
Surveillance? Wow.
The police suspect he has something to do with the thefts being attributed to the Phantom. They page me every time they see him go into his office so I can watch him through binoculars from the roof of the place where I'm staying and report in if he does anything suspicious.
So has he done anything suspicious?
If you call receiving messages carried by pigeons suspicious, then yes, he sure has.
He's using pigeons to communicate with someone in this day and age?
Well, if he is up to something and thinks the police may be tapping his phone, which they are, it actually kind of makes sense.
It just sounds so...
messy?
That's the word.
Margarita Faubourg, the woman who owns the place where I'm staying, is a little strange.
How so?
She spends most of her time on the roof, sunbathing.
Sunbathing? It's winter there, isn't it?
Exactly. Although I must admit, it is unseasonably warm out.
And maybe she's not so strange.
It just bothers me that whenever I need to do surveillance on Fongo from the roof, she's up there too. While I'm watching him, she could be watching me.
Relax. I'm sure the GDiF checked her out before they okayed your staying there.
Hey, before I forget, thanks again for the locket. I haven't taken it off since you put it on me there at the airport.
Good. That was kind of the idea. I just wanted you to have a little reminder of home. Well, more specifically, of me.
I don't need any reminders, Ned, but thank you. It really is beautiful. Even the guy I sat next to on the plane over here who played solitaire the whole way liked it.
It passed the semi-neurotic but otherwise thoroughly impartial geek test? Yes.
Somebody delivered a box of chocolates meant for Il Dottore to the place where I'm staying. Only there's no one there by that name. And I saw a reference to Il Dottore in the office of Antonio Fongo. That's the guy I've been spying on.
Could be a coincidence.
Or there could be a connection between Fongo and someone at the car.
Is that what the person you're reporting to said when you told him?
Not him, her. Actually, I haven't called her yet.
Sounds to me like maybe you should.
Time to go play detective. Tell Joe I said hi, okay?
I'll let him know you called and tell him what you've been doing. Take care.
Bye.
Margarita. What is it now?
Hello, Miss Rutherford. This is...
I know who this is. It says so right on my phone. But if you're calling because yet another thingamajiggy has burst a woozy Watson there in the casa, you might as well hang up right now. The Canis Coast is yours, and much as it torments me to see her maimed by all your penny-pinching posturing, I'll not give you 1 more cent for repairs, not a one!
But this isn't Margarita. It's Nancy Drew.
Nonsense! If you were Nancy Drew, my phone would say Nancy Drew, but it doesn't. It says Margarita Faubourg just as clear as day, and my phone is never, ever wrong about such things. It's a true miracle of modern science.
It says Margarita Faubourg because I'm calling from the Canis Costa. It's not really a miracle, Miss Rutherford. It's just caller ID.
Enough, Margarita! I insist you drop this silly ruse right now! And whatever have you done with that wonderful Italian accent of yours? I dare say it was your most charming feature. Now you sound like a common American teenager. Would you stop waving your arms like that? It's enormously distracting. I really must go. My assistant appears to be having some sort of conniption. Say again? Really? Oh. Nancy?
Yes, Miss Rutherford, it's me, Nancy Drew. I just thought
I'm sorry, this is simply too disconcerting to have this cool ID screen on my phone say you're Margarita, and to have you say you're Nancy. Is there nothing can be done? This is intolerable. Ah. My assistant covered the display with kerchief. A clean one, I hope. So, what, as your generation says, is up?
That's it for now.
Arrivederci!
Hello?
Nancy, I do not hear from you. Have you examined the microdot the pigeon was carrying?
Yes, I have. Sorry, I should have called. Anyway, the message, which was written in English, said, Il Dottore requests you to change the safe room lock combination to 43556.
Il Dottore?
Yes, which is really interesting because in his office, Fongo has a poster of Commedia dell'arte masks. He's crossed out all but 5 of the masks, and among the ones that aren't crossed out are the Brighella mask.
The mask the Phantom wears.
Right, and the mask for Il Dottore wasn't crossed out either. And it was in the middle, like it was more important than the others. And when I went back to the place where I'm staying, a box of chocolates had just been delivered for someone named Il Dottore, which means it's very possible that Il Dottore is one of the people at the Canis Costa.
Perhaps Fongo and the Phantom and whoever else they are working with are going by the names of Commedia dell'arte characters. This would make it easier to secretly communicate with each other. And is that true? Perhaps those chocolates are a message of some kind. And this Il Dottore was at the center of that poster you saw. Perhaps the person the message was meant for is the ringleader.
Just what I was thinking.
Here is what we will do. I will have a technician hide tracking devices in objects these people are likely to carry around with them. Then, when we know which of them is Il Dottore, we will activate the appropriate device and be able to follow him.
Awesome. Let's see. Helena's always writing, so for her I could plant a bug in her pen maybe. And Margarita is always sunning herself, so you could hide a bug for her in a sunglasses case. But for Colin, you could bug a mosaic tile. You know, a tessera?
He's likely to carry a mosaic tile on his person.
If it's from me, he will. Long story.
This is good information, Nancy. I will have our technician prepare the 2 bugged objects and the device which she will hide in the pen, then leave them for you in the Banca dell'Oro ATM. You should give them to each person as soon as you get them.
Will do. Keep your fingers crossed.
My fingers are always crossed.
Caffè Gigi, mi hanno detto che è molto buono. È un bel po'. Allora andiamo assieme, questo che mia sorella ha avuto un figlio ieri, lo sapevi Giuseppe?
No, no.
Pesa 30 kg.
30 kg?
Non sapevo fosse
È
incinta.
grosso.
È un elefante.
È un po' pesante, è vero. Pesce fresco, presto, venite, pesce fresco.
Ciao! Antonio, come stai?
Bene, bene. Tu come stai?
Molto bene, ma ti ho visto anche ieri.
Sì, ci vediamo sempre perché facciamo la stessa strada.
Time to use my Italian dictionary.
L'olio d'oliva, il più buono di tutti! Qui, venite!
Posso farle una domanda? Come mai tutte le gondole sono nere?
I need to translate this.
il caffè Ging Ging? Mi hanno detto che è molto buono.
Il caffè Gin Gin. Ah, lo conosco, è molto vicino. 2 minuti.
Hello, Nancy.
I came across this tessera and thought you might like it.
It's quite beautiful. All the more because it came from you. Thank you, Nancy. I shall treasure it.
Does Margarita know that you went to prison in England for art theft?
What? I don't know what you're talking about.
You wouldn't lie to me, would you, Colin?
My real name is Justin Beaumont. 2 years ago, I removed a Renoir from the private collection of a man to whom it was nothing more than a financial investment. I took it home so it would be appreciated as the masterpiece it was. Its former owner took issue with my actions. I was arrested, and I was sent to prison for a year. As for Margarita, she's the only one who knows. She says if I don't continue to work for her for next to nothing, she'll tell all her friends I have a criminal record, which would essentially end my career here in Venice, just like it ended my career back in England. If that were to happen, I'd be utterly lost.
In other words, she's blackmailing you?
What's worse, not only does she keep trying to get me to use substandard materials so she can save money on the renovations I'm doing for her, but she wants me to cover it up by lying to the Restoration Council about it. And for someone in my precarious position, let's just say resisting has been very, very difficult. Enough. I insist we change the subject.
I've kept you long enough.
Ciao.
Hello, Nancy.
I saw this case and thought you might like it to keep your sunglasses in.
You are giving me a gift? You do not have to do this, Nancy, but I like gifts. And this one, it is very nice. Grazie.
I hear you've been using the fact that Colin has a criminal record to try to get him to do things that may not be totally legal.
Who tells you this? Colin, he says that? Because I do no such thing. It is him. He is the one who wants to break the law. Margarita, he says, pay me 1,000 euros, and I will find a way to save you 10,000 euros on your renovation. No, I tell him, lasciamo stare. But he keeps bringing it up.
How did you find out he had a record?
He told me. When he asked me if I wanted him to lie to the council, he was trying to prove he had experience in such things and could get away with it. And now, he is telling you that cheating on the renovations was my idea? Oh, once a liar and a thief, always a liar and a thief. This is what I get for being nice. If and when people find out I hired such a man, I will be the laughingstock of Venezia. So, please, Nancy, please, keep what you know to yourself.
I'll let you get back to your sunbathing.
Ciao.
Would it be all right if I picked some flowers?
Go ahead. Prudence got them from a plantation in Hawaii. The Healy Research Center. They grow like weeds.
fare cena da me domani, Vania?
Certo, ma mi piacerebbe tanto.
C'è anche Giuseppe, ti ricordi Giuseppe, quello strano
Me lo
professore?
ricordo, sì, che carino.
Beh, carino mica tanto.
I'd probably get in trouble if I picked these.
Grazie.
Ehi, avete visto in televisione quello che è successo a proposito del fantasma?
No, cosa è successo?
Un poliziotto l'ha visto e mentre lo stava così per catturare, il fantasma si è dileguato e è diventato acqua.
Si è sciolto.
Sciolto come
Come neve al sole.
E dove è andato?
Si è sciolto, non c'è più. Meno male, ci siamo liberati di...
Scusi, posso farle una domanda? Tutte le gondole sono nere.
Per mettere in manicola.
Pensavo che fosse tutti a lusso qui a Venice.
Assolutamente. È un sacco che non ti vedo.
Sì, come sta?
Bene, c'è anche Vania.
C'è anche Vania.
Sì, certo, siamo sposati.
Sempre
Tu
bello.
Giuseppe, io lo sapevo.
Sempre bellissimo.
So, what's going on?
I read the article you wrote in Eurovelt magazine, the one about the Leo Macchiano trial.
That was one of 6 articles I wrote about the trial. I could have written 6 more, it was so fascinating.
Do you specialize in crime stories?
Not really. Also, I do seem to gravitate towards them. And the Macchiano trial was like this gigantic black hole. It just sucked me in. You see, the crime ring Macchiano ran, the more testimony I heard regarding its inner workings, the more impressed with it I became. Every heist was so well planned, and the role of everyone in his organization was so well delineated that Macchiano was the only one who knew who everyone was and what everyone did.
How did the police finally catch him?
One of his underlings cheated one of his underlings, who decided to get even by going to the police. Still, it took them 2 years to collect enough evidence to bring Macchiano to trial. And even though he was sent to prison, his conviction is being appealed and could eventually be overturned.
In the meantime, it looks like the void he left behind is being filled by this phantom thief guy.
Indeed. Macchiano always eliminated his competition, one way or the other. So this phantom, he is... How do you Americans put it?
He's making hay while the sun shines.
Ganz genau.
Does Leo Macchiano have a family?
He has a wife and 3 kids. Not that that makes him any less of a criminal.
How old are the kids?
2 teenagers and 1 toddler. If you're thinking that perhaps one of them is upholding the family tradition in the persona of Il Fantasma, that's extremely unlikely.
Is it possible that the Phantom is, or used to be, part of Macchiano's crime ring?
No. The Phantom is obviously an expert at what he does. He would have been very high up in the organization, in which case he would have been arrested along with everyone else. And that means he wouldn't be stealing art. He'd be stealing food from the prison kitchen.
What made you decide to stay here this trip?
I met Margarita at a party last October, and when she heard I was going to need a place to stay when I made this trip, she practically begged me to stay here.
She begged you?
Did she ever? She's lonely and quite insecure. She wants to believe she has lots of friends in high places, but they're not her friends. Not really. And I think deep down she knows that, poor thing.
What can you tell me about Enrico Tazza?
Well, he was rumored to have been in charge of safeguarding the goods Leo Macchiano's gang stole. Now that Macchiano's in jail, he's back to just being the owner of a local card parlor. Why do you ask?
I saw his name somewhere. All I remember is he sounded a little shady.
As they say, old habits die hard. Tazza could still be doing something illegal, but if he is, it would be small potatoes compared to what he was doing for Macchiano.
I should get going.
Tschüss!
Hello, Nancy.
Guess I'll be going.
Bella roba. Hello, Nancy.
I'll let you get back to your sunbathing.
Good, good.
Hello, Nancy.
I need to get going.
Drop by again.
Abbiamo bisogno di qualcosa per stasera, per la cena?
Sì, dobbiamo andare al supermercato a comprare dei pomodori e dei peperoni.
Ma chissà dove è un negozio?
Ma Giuseppe, tu non lo conoscevi uno?
Sì, ce n'è uno qui vicino, a 50 metri.
Looks like that's it.
La mia lavatrice si è rotta, Vania! Posso usare la tua?
Ma non lo so, devi chiedere a mio marito.
Uffa, sempre tuo marito! Pesce fresco, presto, venite, pesce fresco!
Ciao! Antonio, come stai?
Bene, tu come stai?
Molto bene, ma ti ho visto anche ieri.
Sì, ci vediamo sempre perché facciamo la stessa strada.
Ciao!
So, what's going on?
I'll come back later, okay?
Have fun!
What is your name?
Samantha Quick.
You are early, but please come in. Enrico is at the Scopa table.
Ah, sono Enrico Tazza. Benvenuta a Venezia.
I'm sorry, but if it's all right with you, I'd prefer to speak English.
Of course, whatever you wish. What a pleasant surprise. I wasn't expecting you until after Carnevale.
Is that a problem?
Oh, of course not. The sooner you get to work, the sooner we will be compensated. So, you're not only young and attractive, but enthusiastic as well. Tell me more about yourself, Samantha.
I'd rather just get down to business. Because frankly, telling my life story to someone wearing a mask is just a little too freaky for me.
I understand. Besides, having never met you before, I would have no way of knowing if what you tell me is a lie or the truth. I always wear the same costume for Carnevale. Why? Because I'm a very superstitious man. I believe that always doing things a certain way brings good fortune. For instance, I never discuss business with anyone unless and until that person beats me at the game of Scopa. Are you familiar with the game?
Yes, but it's been a while since I played.
Just to be safe, I will review the rules of the game as we play it here at the Casa dei Giochi. There are 4 suits in a Scopa deck. Coins, cups, swords, and clubs. Each suit has 10 cards. 7, the most valuable card. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and ace. There are also 3 face cards. Valet, Knight, King. When you are taking tricks during the game, each card is worth what it says, with a Valet worth 8, a Knight 9, and a King 10. However, for scoring at the end of the game, 7s are the most valuable, followed by 6s, aces, 5s, 4s, 3s, 2s, then all face cards. For scoring, these are called primes. To play the game, 3 cards are dealt to each player, then 4 cards are placed face up in the play area. If 3 kings appear, the cards are redealt. The player who did not deal the cards goes first. When it is your turn, you must play 1 card and 1 card only from your hand. Now, you have a 2, and there is a 2 in the play area. So you will play your 2 and take a trick. I discard a Valet worth 8. You cannot make a match, so you discard your 3. I discard the 2. Now, because you have a Knight in your hand, which is worth 9, and there is a 6 and a 3 in the play area, 6 plus 3 equals 9, which means you have a match and you take a trick. I discard my ace, and because we are both out of cards, I deal us both 3 more cards. Ah, you have a 7 in your hand. You also have an ace, which is worth 1, a 4, and a 2 in the play area, which add up to 7. But there is also a 7 in the play area. So, which do you match with your 7? the 3 cards that add up to 7, or the 7. The rules say when presented with such a choice, you must take the trick by collecting the single card. And so, you match your 7 card with the 7 card in the play area and take a trick. I make a match with the valet and take a trick. You have yet another 7 in your hand. Now you match it with the ace, the 4 and the 2 and take a trick. And since you have taken the last card in the play area, you say Scopa and get a point. We continue to play by discarding and taking tricks until all 40 cards have been played. At that point, we count the points we have won by taking tricks and getting Scopas. The first person to get 11 or more points wins. If no one has 11 or more points, the deck is shuffled, the other person deals, and we play another round. Are you ready to play?
You bet.
Scopa. Ah, what a great way to end the last round. Unfortunately, in this case, no point is given for a Scopa. You get 1 point for having the most tricks. I get 1 point for having the most coin cards. I get 1 point for having the 7 of coins. Now, let's add up what each card is worth and see who got the highest number of primes. I have the most valuable tricks, so I get 1 point. And lastly, we score the Scopas. Scopa. Scopa.
Scopa!
We've played all our cards. You took the last trick, so you get all the cards left on the table. You get 1 point for having the most tricks. You get 1 point for having the most coin cards. You get 1 point for having the 7 of coins.
No points for you.
Now, let's add up what each card is worth and see who got the highest number of primes. You have the most valuable tricks, so you get 1 point. And lastly, we score the Scopas. I took the last trick, so I get all the cards remaining on the table.
No points for me.
I get 1 point for having the most tricks. I get 1 point for having the most coin cards. I get 1 point for having the 7 of coins. Now, let's add up what each card is worth and see who got the highest number of primes. I have the most valuable tricks, so I get 1 point. Scopa! You took the last trick, so you get all the cards left on the table. You get 1 point for having the most tricks. I get 1 point for having the most coin cards. I get 1 point for having the 7 of coins. Now, let's add up what each card is worth and see who got the highest number of primes. You have the most valuable tricks, so you get 1 point. And lastly, we score the Scopas. I'm afraid the loser is you. Do you want to keep playing?
Sounds good.
Scopa. We've played all our cards. I took the last trick, so I get all the cards left on the table.
No points for me.
I get 1 point for having the most tricks. I get 1 point for having the most coin cards. I get 1 point for having the 7 of coins. Now, let's add up what each card is worth and see who got the highest number of primes. I have the most valuable tricks, so I get 1 point. And lastly, we score the Scopas. You took the last trick, so you get all the cards left on the table.
No points for me.
I get 1 point for having the most coin cards. I get 1 point for having the 7 of coins. Now, let's add up what each card is worth and see who got the highest number of primes. I have the most valuable tricks, so I get 1 point. Scopa! I took the last trick, so I get all the cards remaining on the table.
No points for me.
I get 1 point for having the most tricks. I get 1 point for having the most coin cards. I get 1 point for having the 7 of coins. Now, let's add up what each card is worth and see who got the highest number of primes. You have the most valuable tricks, so you get 1 point. And lastly, we score the Scopas. Nice try, but I win. How about another game?
All right.
You cannot take several cards with a card in your hand if a similar card is on the table. We've played all our cards. You took the last trick, so you get all the cards left on the table. You get 1 point for having the most tricks. You get 1 point for having the most coin cards. I get 1 point for having the 7 of coins. Now, let's add up what each card is worth and see who got the highest number of primes. I have the most valuable tricks, so I get 1 point.
Scopa!
You took the last trick, so you get all the cards left on the table. You get 1 point for having the most tricks. I get 1 point for having the most coin cards. I get 1 point for having the 7 of coins. Now, let's add up what each card is worth and see who got the highest number of primes. You have the most valuable tricks, so you get 1 point. And lastly, we score the Scopas. Scopa!
Scopa!
You took the last trick, so you get all the cards left on the table. You get 1 point for having the most tricks. You get 1 point for having the most coin cards. You get 1 point for having the 7 of coins.
No points for you.
Now, let's add up what each card is worth and see who got the highest number of primes. I have the most valuable tricks, so I get 1 point. And lastly, we score the Scopas.
Scopa!
Scopa! Scopa!
Scopa!
You took the last trick, so you get all the cards left on the table. You get 1 point for having the most tricks. You get 1 point for having the most coin cards. You get 1 point for having the 7 of coins.
No points for you.
Now, let's add up what each card is worth and see who got the highest number of primes. I have the most valuable tricks, so I get 1 point. And lastly, we score the Scopas. It appears you have won, Samantha Quick. And because you beat me, we can finally talk business. I have a client who desires the Sadal Melek sapphire. Have you heard of it?
Of course.
The Sadal Melek is said to be the largest and most beautiful star sapphire in all of Europe. As you probably know, its current owner is a man named Vladimir Thanatos, who keeps it at the Palazzo Zateri, guarded by one of the most sophisticated security systems ever devised. Even someone with your youthful energy and talent will find stealing it a challenge. Which is why I suggest you contact Gina as soon as possible.
Gina, good idea.
The more time you give her, the more details on the system she will be able to give you. There, business is over. Back to pleasure. Do you have time for another game of Scopa?
No, I'd better get going.
Good luck, Samantha. As soon as you have the sapphire, bring it to me.
Mio fratello si sposa, Vania, lo sai?
Ma non lo sapeva, un uomo? Sposa un uomo o una donna?
No, che sciocchezza. Mio
Ma
fratello
scherzo.
si sposa con Maria, una bellissima donna.
Nancy, is everything all right?
Other than the fact that Enrico Tazza wants me to commit a felony for him, everything's fine.
He wants you to commit a crime?
He thinks I'm someone named Samantha Quick. Have you heard of her?
I'm not free to say.
Well, apparently she's a thief. A very good one. So good, he wants her, me, to steal the Sadal Malik sapphire for him.
That is wonderful, Nancy.
It is?
The Sadal Malik was stolen years ago, so whoever you will be stealing it from is not its rightful owner anyway. And once this investigation is over, we can recover the sapphire from Tazza. And if you steal it for him, he will truly think you are someone he can trust.
You'll help me, right?
Oh, no. You must do this on your own. If we make it easy for you, he might become suspicious, and everything would be ruined.
What if I get caught?
We will let you go, of course. But you will be dropped from the case and be forced to leave Italy immediately.
Great.
As for this Samantha Quick person, do not worry. We will take care that she does not show up unexpectedly. You can do this, Nancy. You will do this. I am confident.
Glad somebody is.
If you're here for the dance audition, take a look at the dance instruction book. When you think you're ready, put the cat suit on and get on stage. If you're good enough, you can keep the suit and come by anytime you want and dance some tips. Oh, and if you're not here for the audition, beat it. Five, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Okay. You go, girl. Good. Wonderful! Okay. Woohoo! Woohoo! Not bad. Nice. Bravissima! Good. Great job. Still some rough edges though, so take that costume home and practice. What's your name?
Nancy?
Nancy? Forget it. From now on, your name's, Punchy. Punchy LaRue.
But...
Next!
Sapete, è arrivato un detective.
Uno dell'FBI?
Un texano sa tutto di tutti e riesce a trovare tutto. Vedete che troverà il fantasma, sicuramente,
È uno della scientifica.
You look upset.
A big urn fell off the roof and almost hit me as I was coming in.
It fell from this roof? Ma va! The edge of the roof must have crumbled out from under it. Something else to repair. Bel affare. I am glad you are all right, of course.
Of course. I'm running kind of low on euros.
You are not asking me for a handout, I hope. Or a loan.
Do you know anyone who might loan me the money?
No.
Oh.
But do not stop with me. There are many ways for people with energy and volio to make money in this city. Go to Rialto Market and see what people are buying. Use your eyes. Use your brain. You will think of a way.
Guess I'll be going.
Bella roba.
Ooh, great mask. I like it.
I'll come back later, okay?
1-1.
Hello, Nancy.
I'll let you get back to work.
Cheerio.
Vuoi andare al cinema, Vania?
No, assolutamente no.
È un bel film.
Ma non lo so, cioè, non voglio.
Non hai tempo? Devi studiare?
No, devo studiare.
Va bene, alla prossima, ciao.
Oh, shoot. Fongo's on his way.